Hi guys, this is Geek Technica. Today I'm going to be showing you the Fluke Networks IS50 Pro Tools Kit. It's a 4-piece kit, includes a molded pouch, Cat 5 cable strippers, electrician snips or D-Snips, and a punch down tool. So let's get started here and take a look at the individual pieces. Like I said, it's a molded pouch. Fits these tools very, very snugly. It has a belt clip on the back. When these are in place, there's no way they're falling out. Like I said, they fit very snugly. It's custom molded just to fit these tools. It makes for easy access, very easy to grab whichever tool you want without looking, and have it at your side for easy access. The next thing we're going to look at here are the Cat 5 cable strippers. These are pretty standard strippers. They are adjustable for the tension of the blade, which comes in very handy when you're dealing with certain types of cable are a little thicker, sheathing, some are not so thick. It makes it easy to adjust so that you don't damage the conductors as you're stripping the cable. Like I said, it can cut, it can strip the sheathing off of category cable, and it can also strip the insulation off of individual conductors. It does have a little fold out ruler here. I doubt you can see the numbers on it, but it does measure, it shows you the millimeters and length of how much cable you're cutting or you're stripping out, which is handy. So you have consistent cable lengths. Spring loaded, so you just stick your finger through, you pull it back, you take your cable. If you want to cut the cable, you place it in the cutting hole. Let's see there, the springs pull it back, places the blade against the cable, give it a squeeze, and makes a nice clean cut. Now for stripping, it's the same thing. You just place the cable through the stripping hole, give it a spin around with your fingers, and you get a perfectly stripped cable. Now I have the tension on the blade adjusted for this particular thickness of cable sheathing, so it doesn't nick the insulation on the conductors at all. Matter of fact, it didn't even cut any of the fibers out of the ripcord here. So it's very nice and handy to have, especially if you use the same cable frequently. You just leave it adjusted for that cable. Next thing I'm going to show you is the electrician snips, or the D-Snips. Now these are an industry standard when it comes to the datacom industry. It's an indispensable tool that everybody should have and should know how to use. They have a extended handle here, which is really handy when it comes to long cabling jobs. Allows you to provide more force without hurting your hand, especially, and this is really handy, you're doing 50, 100, 200 cables. You'll really appreciate that. The serrations on the sides of the blade, on both sides here, it's a file for removing corrosion from your conductors if you need to. On the back of this blade here, you can see there's these two notches. These are 19 and 23 gauge cable strippers, so you can very easily strip the insulation off of your conductors. Just place the conductor in the notch, place your thumb over it, and pull. Strip the insulation right off. The blades themselves are very sharp. One blade is serrated and the other is straight or smooth. The reason for these serrations is it provides grip on the cable when you're cutting it. So when you apply force to it, it doesn't, the cable doesn't slip away from you. So it makes it stay in place while you're cutting it. And like I said, these things are very powerful. They cut through this cable like there's nothing at all. Makes it very easy for when you're doing a lot of repetitive cuts. You can also use this to strip your cable. If you have I cut a little too much off my cable here, but what you would typically do is cut it a few inches from the tip. Just apply a little bit of pressure, spin it around, and then you've got a strip. Now for this, you'll want to, pull 4 or 5 inches back with your ripcord, because that will damage the insulation on the conductors. And once you pull that back, you'll want to snip it down to within about 2 inches of the sheathing. So again, these are the D-Snips. Every cabling technician should have these, should be familiar with them. Lastly is this is Fluke's D914S punch down tool. Some of the nice features about this particular tool are it has a padded hand grip, which really, again, comes in handy on long cabling jobs. If you're sitting there doing punch down after punch down, you'll really appreciate this after an hour or two. Especially if you're using it on a high impact, you can see that you can adjust the tension from low to high impact. Has a standard blade storage in the handle. Now the blade that this comes with, it comes with a combo blade. So it's 110 on one side, 66 on the other. Both are cutting blades. Has also, which is kind of handy, a hook on the end for snagging individual wires, individual conductors. So they actually kind of flatten on the tip as well, so you can use it as a spudger. As with all Fluke tools, they all feel very solid, very durable. So it's definitely a high quality kit. You can find this online for anywhere between $120 and $150. It's well worth the money. Very good quality, as all Fluke tools are. So go out and buy one today.